What is up, everybody? Today is a fantastic day. We are going to talk about the Ronin-S, and I have to say, this thing is the best gimbal I have ever used in my entire life, hands down. So, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna just do a simple review. It's not super technical, it's just things that are just amazing about it, and things that aren't so great about it, which are like this many things, such a little amount of things that are bad about it. But, oh, I've been using it for about a week. This thing is legit as legit. Legit as legit can be legit. This thing is great. I love it. It's fantastic. So let's get into it. Let's look at the case itself. So we're looking at this phantom-like case. It's got a really nice handle on it. It's even got this little locking mechanism right here. So let's open it up, see what we got here for the Ronin-S. Boom. Boom. All right, so this is the setup. This is kind of how I got it here. This is basically the way it came in the packaging, except for this cable that I took out of this box here. First things you can notice is it doesn't smell like China, like the other ones. I opened the Zhihun Crane 2 and you could smell China. If you don't know what China smells like, smell Zhihun Crane 2. It smells like China. So this little case here, this case comes with a bunch of fun stuff. We'll get into that in a little bit, and we won't go too into detail about it. And then, like I said, we got this cable here. We'll get into that guy in a little bit as well. So, charging cable, or charging block, not a charging cable, obviously. The cool thing about this gimbal is it has a removable brick like this with a nice cable. They're not cheap. Like one of my gimbal chargers actually broke because it was made so cheaply. So then we got our trusty dusty quick release plate, which was supposedly supposed to fit Manfrotto, but it doesn't. So I don't know if that was a for sure DJI thing they said was gonna happen, or if it's just rumors, but doesn't fit Manfrotto. Don't know if it fits any other brands. I don't usually take mine off a gimbal, don't yell at me. Then we got this beast here. All right, we got a tripod. This thing has grips on it. This thing is just, it's a beast. All right, that's all I gotta say. It is fantastic. It's big, it's wide. I had a Feiyutech gimbal and it was like that big. The tripod was tiny and it would always fall over, and it was kind of pointless to have a gimbal or a tripod on the gimbal at that point. But this thing's a lifesaver. I love it. It actually seconds as a grip, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I'm gonna put that right there. Then we've got this guy. This is our battery, all right? It's beast. It's beast. That's all I gotta say. This thing is a beast. All right, so it's got a grip. The battery is inside. You can't remove it. It's the whole grip itself. It does have like a quick release mechanism to put the battery on and off, which is cool because you can hook the Ronin up to RC cars and other accessories that are made from DJI. But this thing it's not that heavy, and this is probably one of the heavier parts of the gimbal. But it's nice. It's got the Ronin symbol right there. It's nice. So it just feels good in your hand. Like, On the side here, we've got a button. You press the button once, it turns the battery on, and then you turn the gimbal on. So the battery's on right now. If you want to turn it off, it's just like the drone. You press it once and then again and hold it, and then it turns off. And that's kind of how you turn the battery off, just like any other DJI accessory. So, and we'll get into this a little bit later because this is one of my pet peeves about the Ronin. I mean, I don't understand. So we'll put that right there. Oh, it's got two sizes for the tripod mount. So you don't have to worry about not having the right tripod mount because it'll fit both. So that's legit. Carefully set that down. All right, let's get into not the bread and butter yet. This will go on the front of your quick release plate. It is to hold your lens, to distribute some of that weight. So that goes on there, just like that. It's actually got rollies on it. It's got rollers on it. So that's kind of different from other things I've seen. Now we get into the bread and butter. So, oh God, everything's loose. I forgot I kept the screws loose. So slides right on there. And then you take this switch, whatever you want to call it, and you put that on. I'm gonna put the tripod on. There we go. All right, we have our joystick, left, right, up, down. This is the best joystick I have ever used on a gimbal. This thing is like playing that, oh man. It's like playing Pac-Man on an arcade game. It's just like, oh, love it. It's even got little grips, spikes on the front so your thumb doesn't slip, unlike the really flat ones on all the other gimbals that like your thumb slips off after pushing too hard and just makes me want to take it and throw it. This thing, it listens well. I'll tell you that right now. The mode button is also new. So normally with gimbals, you have your 3 modes preset. On this gimbal, these modes you set yourself via the app, and I will show you guys everything in the app in this video. Well, not everything, but the important stuff in this video. That's really awesome. And then if we flip it around, we've got a trigger back here, which actually does a few things that I didn't even know. You press and hold, which I knew when you do that, it locks it so you can move pretty fast. Then when you double tap it, it does something else. Triple tap it, it does a 180. Another so cool feature, this feature, I didn't even realize it was there. I had to call DJI to ask them what it did because I couldn't find it anywhere, not even in the instructions. I was so confused as to what it did, and after they told me, it changed my world. Like, this is a really cool feature I have not seen on any gimbal. When you press and hold down the mode button, whatever mode you are on, it will turn blinking yellow. And when it's that, you have to continuously hold it down, but it'll actually do fast movements for like a sports movement. So if you're following somebody with sports, you hold it down and turn, and it just like, it just everywhere. It turns so fast. So I'm gonna put this on here, the camera, and get it all set up. All right, we are balanced, I would say like 85%. I just did it real quick just so we could get it set up and show you some fun stuff about it. Beep at you, and then it does its thing, and now we're up and running. So looking at it, super stable. And I will say the number one, that's 2 but 1 each finger, number 1 thing I love about this thing is the fact that, okay, I went the wrong way, but yeah, just wait. All right, this is open, it's clear, I can see my screen. That is the best thing I have ever had on a gimbal. Every single gimbal ever, I'm like looking up, down, left, right, trying to see my shot, guessing if I got the right shot. I can see everything, and my camera is touchscreen. I have the 5D Mark IV, so trying to change the settings when there's a big blocky motor in the way is impossible. I have to like reach around and use buttons on the top, and I can't even see what the settings are at, so it's like, ugh. So I just want to like, yeah, just want to explode. Now that I got that out of my system, number 2, tripod. Number 3 is the modes and stuff. It's really sweet. Focus wheel. I don't really ever use manual focus on a gimbal. It just seems silly to me. I can usually do selective focus by touching my screen in different spots when I want it to change focus, and it works just fine. Let's talk some more about this guy. The setup itself, it's super like just stable and strong. Like when I bump this, it's like boom, 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 right back to where it was. The motors are super strong. I will say one weird thing I found about this, if you listen closely to the motors, you can actually hear them, which is kind of weird to me because they just make like a little noise. I don't know, that just kind of bothers me, but you can't hear it in the videos. It's super subtle. You kind of just have to listen for it. But that's that. You can also put more accessories on the sides here. They have more accessories you can buy for this gimbal, which is awesome. Let's get into the goodies right now. So let's talk about the app itself. So what I'm gonna do is do a screen share on my phone and go through some of the cool stuff on the app, and we can talk about it there and go over all the really awesome stuff. So let's do that right now. So we get into the app here, and you have to connect your Ronin for the first time. Mine had a password. The password is 12345678. It's not in the manual that comes in the box, it's on the one that's online. First, we're gonna connect to our Ronin-S, and this is the only one it finds. And then it's super quick. Once we found it, we have at the top our battery life, 99%. We click that, we have different settings and modes. So let's start in the configuration. This is where you can set your motor parameters, and I haven't messed with any of this yet. I kind of like it the way it is. If I don't like anything, I'll change it from here to here. You can do an auto tune, which I'm not gonna do because I have the wrong camera on, but that'll do it all by itself. You have smooth track, which I have it all figured out with what I like. I only have smooth track on the pan and tilt because I don't want to have roll on. I have my settings on low because I kind of like mine to be more smooth. If you have them on high, it will make the gimbal go fast. So if you turn really fast, it'll also turn really fast. You have your control settings. I have most of these set at medium for motion again, so it doesn't move too quickly. And you have your different channels here where you can fine tune it a little bit more. And then we have just our general settings. You have user 1, user 2, and user 3. That would be mode 1, 2, and 3. So you can change that. And you can also pause your motor via the app, so they're deactivated. And you can name, or you can change if it's handheld or car mounted. And then you have restore gimbal. You can do a balance test and a system calibration, which is what I did when I set up my first camera. But I'm not gonna do that here because I have the wrong camera on again. But there's quite a bit you can do here. The settings is where you go to pick which mode you want to be in. So right now I'm in user 1. So if anything I change right now, so if I go to smooth track and change this to high, and then this to high as well, and oh, that's on medium, we'll just leave it on medium, and then this high as well, then it changes it for only number 1. So as you can see now, whenever I move it, and you can kind of feel it in the gimbal when you turn it, it's a little more responsive, and it goes a little bit faster. So I'm gonna turn these back down. If I wanted to change user profile 2 or 3, I would go there and then I would change my settings again. Right now I'm just in user 1. You can also do it up here as well. You can click user 1, 2, and 3 and change individual settings for individual modes, so mode 1, 2, and 3. Then you can go to create, and this is where you can do all the fun stuff. So you can go to video, and you can actually move it from your phone here. I can go left, right, up, down. You can change, you can change all the stuff there. Make it go faster. As you can see, the speed is a lot faster now. I'm gonna go back down, and it's a lot slower. So this is where you change the speeds and such. So if I put it on like 3 and move it, it's like molasses slow. You probably can't see it in the video, but it's moving extremely slow. Another cool thing about the gimbal I have not mentioned yet, you can actually roll it. Oh, I got roll off. You can roll it left and right to get some pretty neat and cool different shots or whatever you want to use that for. So that's a really cool feature that other gimbals do not have, is the roll, and I really like that. It's cool. I haven't used it yet, but it's cool. You can do panoramas, so you can set a point over here away from your camera, and it'll actually take a panorama perfectly for you. You can set them individually with the settings up here. So I can put this back at 0, and then put this at, let's just put it at 180. Then it'll do a full 180. Then you can click this. I don't have my camera connected, but it would do what it's supposed to do. You can put the focal length so it knows. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You can do a time-lapse setting. You can choose your frame rate and your duration and how long or how many seconds in between each picture. So that's actually a really cool feature. I don't know, I'm pretty sure it'll actually have your camera click the shutter as well all by itself, which is really nice. I know some other gimbals also do that. But it is really cool. You can do the time lapse on there and it'll shutter it for you, so you don't have to worry about doing that yourself. Then you can do motion lapse, which is like a hyper lapse on your gimbal. Same deal as the time lapse. So then you can do tracking as well. So you can pick different spots and then you can have it go to those spots by pressing the buttons. And then you'll have it moved. It's kind of like a time lapse. I don't really know how to explain that. It'll start at one position and then it'll move to the other position you picked in a certain amount of time. So you can pick the amount of time you want to do that. So we can go to status. I don't have my shutter cable connected. You can go to the connections and then you can see each individual cell and the temp and all that of the battery itself to see how the battery's doing, to see if it's still good. So that's really nice to do. Then you just have your about, which just has your general information about it. And that's kind of it for the app. But that's kind of the whole application there. It's a really cool application. If you like this content, please hit that subscribe button down below. It would really help me out. Helps me know that you guys are interested in this. If you want to see more content, let me know in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next video. All right? See ya.